I guess.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, that high school race that he ran last year when he had much shorter hair was fourth all time.
I like the lettuce. That's nice.
3:59.38. Only Alan Webb, Jim Ryan, and Drew Hunter have ever run faster than Maton ran. And this is Daniel Herrera from UCLA. He has a personal best of a not too shabby 3:39.66, roughly equivalent to a 3:56, 3:57 mile. Runs very well at Hayward Field, by the way. And finally, we have Chris Brewer of Oregon, who has a personal best of 3:44.18. So it should be an entertaining 1500. Maybe not quite as entertaining as that 3000 we just had, but still be interesting to see what Maton does at the time of year when you want to be close to your very best.
We mentioned Maton last year as the high schooler breaking sub 4 minute. 2001, Alan Webb, where did he run sub 4 minute for the first time? Prefontaine Classic at Hayward Field. So it's something that certainly brings the best out of these athletes, no matter what level.
Now, Travis Thompson is supposed to set the pace in this race and run 2:28 for the first 1,000, so we can get Maton, you know, that 3:41, 3:42, 1500 that I know he'd like to have. And the rhythmic clapping that we are so accustomed to hearing here at Hayward Field begins. And it is Thompson out there in the lead as expected. And 44.9 through the first 300. So probably about what they want. That's going to equate to close to 57, 58 if he keeps that pace up for the first 400. Maton, meanwhile, you can see that big head of hair he has, the lettuce as you call it, Jim, and he's on the inside currently about 6th.
Oregon has history of guys with big hair running middle distance, Tom.
A guy by the name of Steve Prefontaine was a guy that had pretty big hair.
It's the first face that greets you at the Eugene Airport when you get off the plane.
That's exactly right.
Picture of him with Coach Bowerman. Running through the shadows there of the Bowerman building.
So Thompson is supposed to take this field through 1,000 meters. And we'll see
at 2:28, that's what they're looking for.
2:28 is what they're looking for. So they'll be coming up when they pass the start-finish line.
You can see Travis checking the clock right there.
Yeah, it's a little slow. It's a little slow. But they have 2 laps to go now, a little bit less. And at 700 meters, they were 1:45.6.
Maton on the curb inside, running in 6th place right now. He needs some space, as the pacer Travis Thompson steps to the infield.
And this is Kyle Livermore that's now picked up the duty. And we'll see if he can stretch this pace out a little bit more. And there you go. See Steve Prefontaine, our fine production crew, came up with a little comparison here. Now the talent level is not quite the same. They're running about 3:45 pace. They came through the 800 in 2:00.3. Now Livermore is off the track, and we're up to our next pace setter.
Well, you mentioned the talent level. The sideburns and the mustache aren't there either, but he's just a youngster. He's got some time to grow that as well.
See, Jordan, you weren't around, but we all look like that in the 70s. Right, Tom?
That's right. We got 1 lap to go.
After Maton, he glances up at the board and the clock. I think he's right where he wants to be. Now he moves to the outside, and he's going to begin his move here.
He's got to move pretty quickly, Jim, because right now they're in about 3:45 pace, and that's not going to do anybody any good. And there he goes.
Maton slingshots from 3rd out to the front. He's running alone in the Eugene sunshine.
And what's different between this race and last race, last year he was 3rd and he had people to pace off of. Now you see Chris Brewer, his teammate, is moving up into 2nd, but Maton now running by himself. It's going to be interesting to see if he can push himself through so that he can run maybe a 3:43. We'll see.
And he's looking at the clock all the way from the opposite end, from the north end of Hayward Field. He looked all the way across at the clock. He might be a freshman, but he already knows where that is.
And he passed 1,200 meters in 3:00.2, so we're going to see just exactly what he does as he crosses the finish line here.
Crowd rises as one, and he eases up, and he's just under 3:43.
3:42.59. That's actually very impressive considering what he had to do to run this race, and it's equivalent to about what he ran here last year in that mile that he ran 3:59.38. Just about the same kind of pace, so well done by Maton.
Yeah, it felt like they left him a little short at about 300 meters from the line. He had to do most of this work on his own.
He really did, which makes this race, shows that there is some improvement in what his seasonal best this year is 3:45.67. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, having a kick is going to be very important in the Pac-12s when you got to race Isaac Yorks and Sean McGorty and some of these other top competitors in the conference.
Matthew Maton has another good Oregon Twilight. He's downstairs with Jill.
Absolutely, he does. Matthew, we saw you make your move with about 400 left going from third to first. What was the strategy coming in?
It was to come in, I think relax. I had a little rocky start this